Hi, this is Gary Oldham with Accelerant 4's Tip of the Month for August 2025. This month's tip is for both public safety agencies and those who write software for them. And today I want to talk about mobility. Now, public safety pioneered and ushered in the modern age of mobility back in the 1980s with the advent of mobile data terminals. These were dumb terminals bolted into the front seat of the police car, onto the dashboard of fire apparatus and ambulances, and really was a giant leap forward. You could get your dispatch information textually on screen, wouldn't have to ask the dispatcher to repeat your call address 3 times. It really alleviated a lot of burden on the dispatcher and added some new ones. With the advent of MDTs, officers would roam parking lots of shopping centers or casinos, movie theaters at night, and run every plate they saw, and in fact recovered some stolen and wanted vehicles that way. Some enterprising fire departments even created primitive building floor plans and pre-plans using ASCII characters. Then in the 1980s, we took another big leap forward when laptops hit the scene. Very expensive ruggedized laptops were now bolted into the front seats of police vehicles or dashboards of fire apparatus or ambulances. But they could do a lot more than the dumb terminals. You could actually get maps, you could have resources available there like standard operating procedures or building pre-plans and things of that nature. Some great reference materials. You could actually write a police report on that laptop, or your patient care report, or even an NFIRS report. And of course, the big idea when those hit the street was for a police officer, for instance, to take that laptop out of the car and sit at the kitchen table with the burglary victim and write their report. Anecdotally, I've heard a rumor that happened one time, but I've never seen definitive proof of it. They're just too big, bulky, and the docking pins would bend if they were taken in and out too many times. So that never really saw fruition. But it's 2025 now. We're 30 years past the advent of laptops in emergency vehicles, and that's still the norm in so many places. And that's not right. That's not mobility, not today. Police work doesn't happen in the police car. Firefighting doesn't happen in the engine or truck company. And admittedly, some patient care takes place in the back of the ambulance, but still a lot of the initial patient contact and critical work you're doing is out of and away from the vehicle. And sometimes you're a long way from the vehicle. You shouldn't have to travel to access your tools and data. Your tools and your data should be with you where you are, wherever you are, when you need it, and be a seamless part of your workflow and not an interruption where you have to go to a vehicle and enter something or make a query. So mobile first is where today's public safety agencies should be. And if as a software provider you're still writing Windows-based applications and ignoring smartphones and tablets, you're doing your customers a disservice, and sooner or later, honestly, you're going to be out of business. Today's progressive public safety agencies are using smartphones. LAPD is using their iPhones for all kinds of things. They're writing police reports on their iPhone, either with voice dictation or keyboard entry at the officer's choice. NYPD has shaved off 15% of their response time by dispatching straight to iPhones. In Hamburg, Germany, police are taking latent and live scan prints directly from the native iPhone camera and identifying people in minutes instead of days or weeks. Mobility first is where it's at. You shouldn't be building to something that's locked in that vehicle. Every police chief and sheriff on the planet wants their officers out among the citizens they serve, the community they're a part of, and not locked in their hermetically sealed bubbles. Firefighting doesn't take place in the cab. Your vehicle, whatever vehicle it may be, is first and foremost a conveyance mechanism from getting you from point A to point B, and often point B is the scene of a call, and sometimes it's a high priority or life or death call. And you shouldn't be tethered to your vehicle to access your tools and data. With laptops bolted in the front seat of the car, they make it really uncomfortable, even dangerous for a passenger officer if you're fortunate enough to run 2 officer cars. Those laptops can become a deadly missile in any type of vehicle if they're dislodged in a crash. But tethering your personnel to their vehicles means that prisoners aren't the only ones locked in police cars. And while I don't have a pithy saying for fire and EMS, the same holds true for them. Your tools should be with you wherever you are, whenever you need them, and not confined to the vehicle. So, public safety agencies, to help your software providers innovate, you need to be pushing the envelope when you write RFP requirements, to spec out things to take advantage of today's truly mobile environment. You should be using iPhones, iPads, even Apple Watches. They can really extend your capability tremendously. I'm pleased to see agencies like the San Diego Sheriff's Department writing requirements for CarPlay interface into their CAD and RMS RFPs. The Western Australia Police have done a brilliant job of integrating CarPlay with their iPhone applications, with help from Motorola, who wrote the software, and help from Apple getting that integration to take place. Their officers are safer, more effective, more efficient. It's a beautiful interface, and they can use Siri to make status changes and even run license plates. Motorola is extending that capability into the United States and elsewhere. It's a tremendous leap forward, and it represents true mobility. Take advantage of the vehicle's capabilities when you're in it, maintain that capability when you're away from the vehicle. Mobility, your tools at your fingertips, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and not tethered to the vehicle. Agencies help push that bar forward. Sometimes companies won't innovate until the market demands it of them. Companies, think mobile first. That's where it's at. In the 6 years I led Apple's public safety business, we went from a negligible market share to around 70% worldwide in all the markets we pursued. That's a strong indicator of where the public safety market's going. They need their tools where they're at, and not just in the vehicle. So until next month, be safe, keep innovating, and please visit accelerant4.com. We've got some downloads for you there, some resources, and you can book a 30-minute complimentary consultation through the form on our website. See you next month.